utilization. The last class we discussed very preliminary things on nonlinear loads and related harmonics generated in the source current. And we took some example of simple bridge rectifier having a basic low pass filter containing an inductor and capacitor to filter out the ripple, and we do that. It behaves like a nonlinear load, and the current becomes non-sinusoidal. Rather, it becomes square waveform as shown in this figure, last figure. And you know that any non-sinusoidal waveform can be represented as a summation of fundamental and other harmonics, other sinusoids. And I ask you to find out different harmonic component of this particular waveform. Okay, so did you do that? Am I audible? Okay, so did you do that? That harmonic component, have you found out?
Yes, sir. It's coming out to be 4 I naught by n pi sin n omega t. For n 1, 3, 5.
So what are the components? Okay, so all the odd harmonics will be there, isn't it?
Yes.
And you just tell me what, just a minute. Let me write here. What is the amplitude of the fundamental?
Sir, it's 20 by pi.
20
by pi.
Okay, and what is I3?
20 by
3 pi, 20 by 3.
Uh, 20 by 3 pi.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now fifth one.
So 5 by 20 by 5.
So this way you will get the different harmonics up to infinite. And as you can see that the denominator of this amplitude of these harmonics are increasing for the higher harmonics. So we can neglect up to, you can say up to 7, we can neglect the higher harmonics. Okay, so compared to the fundamental. Okay, and one definition we have in the last class, that is the total harmonic distortion, and that is a very important criteria. And we mentioned some standards. I think it is so there are two different standards are there. One is, it is not IEC 512. One standard we call it IEEE 519. So this you can make correct, that IEEE 519, and another is IEC 5553. So these are two standards which have been made for giving some limit for this harmonics, and there are two types of criteria. One criteria for the total harmonic distortion, as we have seen in the last class, Another criteria is for individual component. Okay, so THD is the measure of total harmonic distortion of from a sinusoidal quantity. Okay, so the quantity can be current and quantity can be voltage. Okay, so THD is the measure for the total harmonic component in a voltage or current. Now there is another criteria which is called the individual component. That means suppose the third harmonic or fifth harmonic or seventh harmonic. So how much percent should be there maximum? Some limitations is there for them also. Okay, suppose for third harmonic maybe 3%, for fifth harmonic maybe 1%, like this. So that is for the individual component of harmonics. Okay, so standards are there already, and nowadays with some devices, the manufacturer mention that how much maximum PhD can be there when it functions. Okay. Now, one more thing we pointed out in the last class, that is the different types of problems that may occur due to the harmonics in the line current. Now, these problems are listed like reduction in power factor. So one by one we'll discuss. So first we'll discuss reduction of power factor. So suppose what is power factor? So let me first define the power factor, then only we can discuss this. Can anybody tell me, anybody define this power factor term? If you're asked to define a power factor. Yes. Okay, so you are saying that if there is a voltage phasor, if there is a current phasor, and if the angle between them is theta, then it will be cos theta, isn't it? So that is your definition. So anybody else?
Same thing, but I think we should take V as a reference phasor. Then we should take cos.
Sure. Ratio of
Okay.
active power by apparent power.
Active power by apparent power.
Ratio of active power by apparent power.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so that is another definition. So that means here we are defining different power. Okay. Anything else?
Cos phi is equals to R by Z.
Okay. Another definition. Anything else?
How much current leads or lag the voltage, that angle of cosine of that angle.
That is the first definition I have written.
Okay.
So this one. Okay, so all this definition, we are assuming one thing. What is that?
Magnitude only.
I don't know why the attendance is drastically reduced today. The last class it was almost 55, 56. Now today it becomes 44 only. What is the problem? I don't know. But now onwards, the attendance will have some implication on your semester marks and internal marks. Okay, কি বলছিলে বলো? what is the assumption, basic underlying assumption for
So we are
all these
taking only the
definitions?
magnitude of these all of these things.
Okay, but that is not the assumption. See, everywhere we have to take the magnitude only, because the power factor and this is a scalar quantity, no? Power factor is a scalar quantity. It's not a vector quantity or phasor.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So anybody else can point out to that Ankit? Bolo.
Fundamental phase difference between the fundamental of voltage and current.
What is the fundamental? Now, why you are saying that it should be fundamental?
Through Fourier analysis, that what will be the fundamental.
Okay. আরেকজন কি বলছিলে একটু শুনি। Sinusoidal consider করছি। Correct. We are assuming both the voltage and current are sinusoidal. V and I are phasor. Phasor means what? Phasor means they are sinusoidal. তাই না? Otherwise, can we draw this definition? Can we write these definitions? Because
No,
you see, what is the definition of power? Actually, this is the original definition of power, power factor rather. Now, what is the definition of power? Power means the apparent power. These are fundamental questions. You all should know this. Otherwise, your knowledge in electrical engineering will be totally incomplete. Because everything starts from power only. What is the definition of this power? S.
Sir, product of RMS values of voltage and current.
No,
I
product of vector and complex conjugate of current. Voltage and complex conjugate of current.
So VI conjugate.
Yes.
Okay. So why do we make conjugate?
Well, it's that to bring the cost down, that alpha 1 minus that the difference of the phasor angle. We make
The difference, to get the difference, isn't it? To
Yes,
get the difference. And why we make I conjugate, not V? Because we have to define in the reactive power. Okay, so we have to define the reactive power. So if we make this V conjugate I, then the sign of this reactive power will be opposite. The convention will be opposite. But that also another convention of apparent power, V conjugate I, that is also used in some application of power systems. But this is more popular definition, that is VI conjugate. So here we have assumed that, so it's basically dot product, isn't it? And both these V and I are vectors. Okay, and what is then the apparent power? What is that? Is it vector?
No, it's scalar.
So it is a scalar quantity. The scalar one, but it is a complex quantity.
Yes.
Though it is a scalar quantity, but it is a complex quantity. And as it is a complex quantity, it will have two part. Okay, two real variable it will have, because the complex numbers are the set of two real numbers. So two real variables are there, P and Q. Okay, Now this P is called the active power and Q is called the reactive power. P is having the unit of watt and Q as the unit of volt ampere react, where this has the unit of volt ampere. So these are the fundamental things that you should know. Now, this ratio P by S is called the power factor as given in the definition B. And these are all the derived definition. This PF equals to cos theta and PF equals to R by Z. These are all derived definition, but all those are correct. Now the question comes, here we have assumed that both the voltage and current are sinusoidal and they can be represented in terms of phasors. But if that is not the case, then what should we do? So that we have to take care of. If both the voltage and currents are not sinusoidal. And as we have seen in the last class, that though the input voltage or source voltage is sinusoidal, but current becomes non-sinusoidal due to the nonlinear load. So here the thing is pertinent that we have to consider a non-sinusoidal current. That means non-sinusoidal current cannot be expressed in terms of a phasor. Then what should we do and how should we calculate the power factor then? Okay. Are you getting my doubt or problem here? So how should we take care of this? বুঝতে পারছো আমি কি বলতে চাইছি এখানে? Okay. Now, the active power. What is that active power? Now, if we do one thing, suppose voltage, if the voltage is sinusoidal, then we can write this in terms of Vm sin omega t, and the current can be expressed Im sin omega t, suppose minus phi, which is phase angle, or theta. Here we have assumed theta. Okay, anyway. So this we can take. And when we multiply these two, we'll get another time varying quantity because both this small v and small I are time varying quantity. So we'll get another time varying quantity. Okay, and that will be your Im sin omega t sin omega t minus phi. I'm not going by the phasor expressions. I'm just directly multiplying this. So this is called the instantaneous power. This PT is the instantaneous power. Okay, and if we do that, can you tell me what type of graph, what type of curve will get out of it? Suppose if we want to plot this PT, instantaneous power, then what type of curve should we get? Because it's a formula you have to use here for sin C, sin D, or sin A, sin B. And if we do that, what do you get? What do you get? Just recollect your trigonometric identities. And you just tell me, not exactly, but what do you get out of this sin A, sin B? Now we can also make, always we can make this
So
two
cos
sin A,
wave.
sin B.
So
Okay.
2 cos waves.
And what will be the change in that?
Sir, phi.
But what will be a change in that?
Frequency will be changed.
There will be a field difference between both of them.
Okay. Phase difference and frequency. What about the frequency?
Twice frequency.
Twice
Because
frequency.
here you have both omega t. So the frequency will be twice. Correct. So that means what you will get, and you will have some that without sine 1 you get, isn't it? So 1 minus cos 2 theta, like this type of term you will get, isn't it? And that means you will have some double frequency component. Okay, so if the voltage is like this, so you'll get some double frequency component, number one. Number two, that double frequency component will have some bias. Okay, so you try to derive this, then you will understand. You will have some bias, that means some constant term, on which you will have some double frequency sinusoidal component. Okay, and this bias is actually called active power, which comes Vm Im by 2 cos phi. Vm by root 2, Im by root 2 cos phi, Vi cos phi. So this is how actually the active power can also be derived from this instantaneous power by taking the average of it. Okay, so if we have the this instantaneous power, and if we make the average of that, you will get the active power. So that means the active power can also be defined as a average power, as an average power. Are you getting? So P is also called the average power. Are you getting? বুঝতে পারলে?
sir, বুঝলাম।
Okay. Now, though for the non-sinusoidal quantities, we cannot define apparent power, active power, reactive power, but we can define average power, because we can find out average of any periodic quantity. Any periodic quantity will give you some average value and RMS value. So at least the average value we can find out. So that means for this non-sinusoidal quantity, first we will try to find out the average value. Okay. And so this is analogous to your average value. And what is this S, mod S? Mod S is basically the VRMS into IRMS. If you think of this, actually this is VRMS into IRMS. Okay, so that is this, and this is the average power. So in general, the power factor, general expression of power factor, general definition of power factor is the average power by you can say RMS power. Total RMS power. Okay, so that is the definition of power factor, the general definition of power factor, which is valid for both sinusoidal and non-sinusoidal quantity. And you can say that as it is a general definition, the sinusoidal definition, that is the apparent power, active power, reactive power, is a special case of it. Okay, so the power factor we can find out for this non-sinusoidal current and voltage, we can find out from this. Now you just tell me that this case, which we have considered already, so we have some voltage which is purely sinusoidal, and some current which is not sinusoidal but can be expressed in a Fourier series. And we have already found out this I1, I3, etc. Okay. So this is the case. Now first, to find out the power factor, what would you do? We'll multiply this to get this PT. That is the instantaneous power. And what we'll get? We'll get the V1, Vm I1. You can also write this I1m because these are the maximum values of individual components. So this is I1m sine omega t into sine omega t minus phi 1 Vm I3m sine omega t minus sine omega t into sine omega t minus phi 3. So in this way, we will get the instantaneous power. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to find out the average value of it. So that is the average power, P. So how to find out this? So this PT, dt, or you can write d omega t, 0 to pi 1 by pi, or 2 pi 1 by 2 pi, whatever. Okay. So can you tell me what will be this value? You can do this integration and you just tell me the value.
Sir, Vm I1m by 2 cos phi 1.
It will be dm
I1m
I1m by 2
cos phi.
cos phi, which is phi.
Cos phi 1. Sorry, sir.
It is phi 1 only. No?
Just cos phi 1.
It is phi 1. And what about the other things, other components?
So none of the other
Like
components
this
will be
one
there.
and fifth harmonic, then seventh harmonic.
None of the other ones will.
Huh?
None of the other ones will contribute, sir. Because all of them will
Why?
cancel out. In the integration, all of them will cancel out because they are periodic quantities.
Orthogonality.
Because of orthogonality principle, they will all cancel out as they are periodic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as they are with different frequencies, so they will cancel out. Okay, so that means you will get the contribution only from the fundamental component of current. Other harmonic component of current won't have any contribution in the average power. Okay, so that is the thing. Now this is also write this Vm I1m by root 2. Because 2 you can write like this, and by that you can write Vi1 cos phi. Okay, so this is the average power. Now to get this power factor calculation, you should have another thing, that is the RMS power. So RMS, if you have this this harmonic component, you can find this RMS very easily. So that means it will be your VRMS. That means this V only, IRMS. That you can write DI1 divided by D into IRMS. So we will cancel out. You will have 1 by IRMS.
Hello, sir, we can't hear you.
স্যার নেই তো শুনবি কি?
Oh, sir, exit হয়ে
স্যার কোথায় গেল রে?
নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম। তুই জানিস তো তুই অ্যাডমিন এখন?
কাকে অ্যাডমিন করেছিল?
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so due to some connectivity issue, I was out of this meeting. Let's start again. The board visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this power factor now can be derived like this, and it is the product of two terms. One is called the current distortion factor CDF. Another is called the displacement factor DF. Okay, current distortion factor and displacement factor. Now, displacement factor is basically the cosine of the phase angle between the voltage and the fundamental component of current. So this displacement factor is defined like that. And current distortion factor is the ratio of the fundamental component of current and the RMS component of the current, RMS value of the current rather. Okay. Now, for this particular case where we are dealing with non-sinusoidal current and a sinusoidal voltage, can we conclude now that what about this power factor compared to that its sinusoidal assumption? মানে আমরা কি বলতে পারি এখন যে এই যে ভ্যালুটা পেলাম পাওয়ার ফ্যাক্টর সেই ভ্যালুটা সাইনোসয়েডাল ধরে যেটা আসতো তার তুলনায় এটা কি হবে, কমবে না বাড়বে?
কমবে স্যার।
কমবে।
Okay, why?
Sir, I1 is always less than IRMS unless I1 is equal to IRMS.
So this I1 is always less than IRMS. So both these factors, CDF and DF, both this factor is less than 1. And I1 is always less than IRMS because the IRM is the RMS value of the total current and I1 is the RMS value of this fundamental component of current only. So therefore, so that means the power factor is reduced for this type of non-sinusoidal component of current. Okay. So let me start the recording once again, just a minute. So is it now clear that why we get the power factor reduced for this type of non-sinusoidal quantities of non-sinusoidal current?
Yes, sir.
Now, this second point where we have said that the distortion of the bus voltage. Okay, so distortion of the bus voltage. What do you mean by that? Now, bus voltage means that that voltage which is incoming. That means the Vm sin omega t itself. So in the first point, we have assumed that bus voltage is sinusoidal. Now we are saying that the bus voltage will also be distorted. Distorted means it no longer remains sinusoidal. So why like that? Because suppose you have a source and there are many loads connected with this. So here you have suppose non-linear load, another non-linear load, or it can be also linear load. So this is called the point of common coupling, PCC. From where we take the supply is called the, from the utility point of view, it is called the point of common coupling. Here many loads are connected. So voltage of that PCC is here referred as a bus voltage. Now this is the source impedance ZS and this is the source voltage Vs. Okay. Now suppose this particular load is taking some current which consists of some fundamental as well as some harmonics. So all these harmonics are considered as a summation of IH, and fundamental is I1. So this particular nonlinear load is taking this current. I am taking only one. There may be several nonlinear load, but I am considering only one load. Not only that, for sake of understanding, I am just considering only one harmonic, that is third harmonic, to understand the thing in a simpler way. Okay, and this particular impedance I am taking only resistive. Okay, suppose this is a resistive. So if this is the case, then this VPCC, voltage of point common coupling, or volt pass voltage, whatever you call it. So VPCC, what will be the value of that? Can you tell me? Okay, so let me take this VPCC, Vs minus the drop. What is the drop? What is this voltage drop for this particular case? This is, বলো কি হবে? আমার ধরো একটাই লোড আছে, একটাই লোড আমি I1
plus some
RS
into
Plus I harmonics into
I3 into
I3 into RS, ZS, RS.
আর কিছু, only two components I have considered. Clear? So if I can calculate these values, then I can find out the VPCC. Now let me derive this by drawing the curves for individual component. So all these are voltage. So let me define the y-axis as voltage. Now this VPCC, I don't know. I want to determine this. Now Vs, what is the nature of Vs? Vs, I am assuming purely sinusoidal, because at some point you have to start with some assumption. So Vs is exactly sinusoidal. Okay. What about this I1 RS? Bolo? That is also having the same frequency that of Vs, because that is the fundamental.
Yes.
But the amplitude will be quite less because the source resistance is quite less. So the amplitude will be much less. Like this. Like this. And I have taken in the negative axis because this is minus I1 RS. So this component I have drawn for minus I1 RS. Okay. Now what should be minus I3 RS? So it's a third harmonic component. That means you will have 3 time period in 1 time period of fundamentals. So let me draw like this. Like this. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Now if I add these 3, so this is your Vs, this is your minus I3 RS. If you now if we now add these 3, what will be the resultant voltage waveform? Can you predict that?
So একটু পিকি হবে কি?
পিকি টাইপের হবে, মাঝখানে একটু পিক থাকবে।
Correct. That means it will be like this. Not exactly the value, but I am interested in that nature. So this will be peaky in nature. Okay, so that means though we are assuming the voltage of bus, that is our voltage of PCC, point of common coupling, is perfectly sinusoidal, but due to that current harmonic itself, the bus voltage or this voltage of PCC also will not be sinusoidal. It will be distorted. Now, certainly this distortion will be quite less compared to the distortion in the current. Can you tell me why? এই যে ডিস্টরশনটা হবে এটা কারেন্টের ডিস্টরশনের চেয়ে কম।
স্যার আরএস এর ম্যাগনিটিউডটা খুব কম বলে।
Correct. That means it will be damped by this low magnitude force impedance. So the effect of the current will be damped by the low magnitude of the source impedance. Here I have taken only the resistance, but there can be inductance as well. So due to that, so this is a special case or a very simple case, but the thing will not be so simple. There may be some phase difference, there may be other harmonics, there may be inductance component in that JDS. The things will be more complex, but the thing is the bus voltage or the voltage of point of common coupling will no longer be exactly sinusoidal. There will be slight distortion. Again, there is a limitation which is mentioned in these two standards, that what should be the maximum value of distortion in that VPCC. Okay. So have you understood the point number 2?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir.
what was the point number 3? Can you recall the point number 3?
Problem related to line equipment.
Yes.
Okay. So we have different types of line equipment, starting from induction motor, which is used for many industry, synchronous motor, your capacitors, capacitor banks, which is used for the Var compensators. Okay. Now cables, transformers, these are all called the line equipments, which is connected to the line. So what will be the problem in those line apparatus? Okay, so we can start with induction machines, induction motors. Okay, the first thing is that if the current contains some harmonics, let us assume 10 to 20% harmonics is there in the line current. What kind of problem may occur in case of induction motors? Now, when we have studied induction motor in electrical machine 2 subject in this second year, second sem, you can recall that what you have taken there. You have taken any non-sinusoidal voltage currents, or you have assumed that voltage and currents will be sinusoidal. What you have assumed there?
Sinusoidal.
And what you get sinusoidal, and what you get got the expression for the torque. Can you recall what was the torque expression? Can't recall, isn't it? Nobody can recall the expression of torque. কারো মনে পড়ছে না টর্কের এক্সপ্রেশনটা? কি হলো?
ওটা v square vs square by 3 omega sm into r square by r square plus x2 square by r2
অত বড়টা মনে না রাখলেও হবে।
pg by omega
in
s,
terms of power.
pg by omega s,
Yes.
মানে
pg
not pg, not pg.
3pg
For 3 phase,
3pg, yes,
for 3 pg by omega s.
rotor ohmic
Omega is
loss
the
by
synchronous speed. Not rotor ohmic loss. PG is the gap power, air gap power.
yes.
Rotor ohmic loss is SPT. And the mechanical power is 1 minus SPG. PG is just the air gap power, the power which the rotor receive from the stator. এই পাওয়ারটা জাস্ট স্টেটর থেকে রোটারে যায় through the air gap. Therefore, it is called the gap power or air gap power. আর কিছু না। Okay, so সেটা তিনটে ফেজের contribution. If we add the contribution from 3 phases, so it will be 3 pg because the power is after all a scalar quantity. So 3 pg by omega s. Omega s is the synchronous speed in radian per second. Remember. Okay, so whatever. So here again we have taken that this pg. We have taken this pg. Pg, what is the unit of pg? Watt. So that means we have taken the active power. Okay, we have taken the active power. Now if for the same rating, okay, for the same input current and voltage, if we want to have the active power or the average power, what will be the case in line current having the non-sinusoidal or this harmonic component? আমার যদি সেম VI আমি যদি কনসিডার করি as an input, okay, now what will be this torque or what will be this, because other quantities are not varying, what will be this PG, what will be this active power, whether it will remain same for the non-sinusoidal assumption as well? বুঝতে পারছি আমি কি বলছি? If my apparent power input to the is constant, which is VI, if that is constant, what would I get out of it as an gap power? Whether it will remain same as in case of sinusoidal assumption?
A decrease certainly.
Okay, so it will decrease. So that we have proved already. Isn't it? We have proved because here this current, this particular current has different components like I1 plus I3. So there are different components of I. Now all these components will not have any contribution of active power. So in this PG, so these components, this I3, I5, all this harmonic component would not have any contribution. So that means in this PG, only this I1 will have some contribution. But in the apparent power, you will have the total contribution, total current contribution. Okay, so that means obviously the performance, the efficiency of the machine will be poor. Number one. Number two, that if this, okay, So if PG is reduced, what about the torque? For the same VI input,
Reduced.
if the PG is reduced, what about the torque will be also reduced? Okay, so if the torque is reduced for the same load, what will be the omega or n? What will be this? These all will be reduced. Okay, so just take an example of a ceiling fan. Ceiling fan is not a three-phase induction motor, but if it is a, it is an induction motor, which is generally two-phase. Okay. Anyway, but that take the condition when it takes non-sinusoidal current from the source. For an example, if we have electronic regulator, have you seen electronic regulator?
Yes, sir.
Which is used to control the speed of the fan.
Yes.
It is not the regulator which step. It is a smooth regulators, because step regulators have different technology. It is the smooth regulators. Those are called the electronic regulators. And what is there we have, that is the phase control rectifier. Phase control rectifier is what? Actually, if we have the sinusoidal voltage input. Now, phase control rectifier topology actually, it don't allow the total voltage, it cut a certain percentage of that voltage, like this. That means this shaded portion, it doesn't allow to pass through the load, in this case to the fan. তাতে কি হয়? তাতে the RMS value is reduced. So we implement this by a triac and diac. In case of this type of electronic regulator, we use a special type of our electronic switch that is called triac. We can also implement this by using back-to-back thyristor. But we generally use triac because that is low cost solution. So by using a triac, we implement this type of phase control rectifiers for this type of low cost regulators, speed regulators. Now, the basic principle is to use the RMS value across the fan. Okay, are you getting? But by this process, what it does, it distorts the actual waveform, actual supply voltage waveform. Suppose this is the supply voltage waveform, which was perfectly sinusoidal. But after this regulator, okay, so after this regulator, it becomes distorted. So suppose this is your electronic regulator. So here we have exactly sinusoidal. But after this, you have non-sinusoidal voltage. And therefore, you will have non-sinusoidal current as well. And always there will be difference in current and voltage value. And what you will get a reduction in the torque and speed. Okay, so that means you will have other torque, which is called, suppose for third harmonic, you will get some torque contribution. For fifth harmonic, you will have some torque contribution, but those torque will not be effective as the fundamental. And what do they do actually? Actually, they create the mechanical oscillation or vibration. And sometimes the wearing of the bearing. That is the result of this type of harmonic torque. Got my point? সেই জন্য যখন এই ধরনের নন সাইনুসয়েডাল ভোল্টেজ দিয়ে আমরা ফ্যান বা এই ধরনের মোটর যখন চালাই, then you will feel some vibration you cannot feel because you are not touching that, but the vibration you can feel from the noise coming out of it. মানে ফ্যান থেকে একটা দেখবে নয়েজ আসছে, একটা হামিং নয়েজ আসে। এবার সেটা কখন হবে? যখন তুমি খুব লো স্পিডে যাবে, মানে যত তুমি ভোল্টেজটাকে ডিস্টর্ট করবে, যত তুমি আলফা অ্যাঙ্গেলটাকে চেঞ্জ করবে, তত তোমার আরএমএস ভ্যালুটা কমবে, মানে তুমি লো স্পিডে যাচ্ছ, তত তোমার কিন্তু এই মেকানিক্যাল ভাইব্রেশনটা বাড়তে থাকবে, নয়েজটা বাড়তে থাকবে। এবং সেটা মোটরের জন্য কিন্তু ভালো নয়, বিকজ you know that in case of okay, so you have not studied, you have not done the induction motor design yet, but again for induction motor design also we'll have all the expression, all the formulas based on the sinusoidal assumption. সেখানেও আমরা সবকিছু সাইনুসয়েডাল ধরেই করি, and if we don't have the sinusoidal voltage or currents, what will be the effect? We don't know. Okay, so have you realized this type of problem which may occur due to the non-sinusoidal voltage or current in case of asynchronous machines? So this is effect number 1. Number 2 is the I-squarer loss. Would you think that this I-squarer loss will vary for this non-sinusoidal current? Any chance that this current, this loss will vary? You just think. মানে previously যে লসটা ছিল, এখন কি, because that here my assumption is my in VI remain constant. তাহলে আগে যে লসটা ছিল উইদাউট দিস নন সাইনুসয়েডাল কারেন্ট, আগে যে আই স্কয়ার লস ছিল তার রেসপেক্টে নাও হোয়াট উইল বি দ্য চেঞ্জ ইন দিস আই স্কয়ার লস? হোয়াট ডু ইউ থিঙ্ক? whether it will remain same or increase or হ্যাঁ বলো, হ্যাঁ বলো, why? হারমোনিক, হ্যাঁ আগে I1 ছিল না তো, আগে তো আমার I আর this I is basically the I, that means I RMS. This is not I1, this is I RMS, but the waveform was sinusoidal. ওইটা কিন্তু IRMSই, but the waveform was sinusoidal. যখন কারেন্টটা নন সাইনুসয়েডাল হলো তখনও কিন্তু that IRMS remains same, that is my assumption. When it is sinusoidal as well as non sinusoidal, that VI, the VI input to the machine will not change. The actual power input to the machine will not change. So that was my assumption, that is my assumption. বুঝতে পারছো কি বলছি? তাহলে আগে যখন আমার সাইনুসয়েডাল ছিল কারেন্টটা, so then whatever the RMS value we get, now if the thing is not sinusoidal like this, then the RMS value will remain same. And if the RMS value remains same, then this I square is basically the RMS value square. Why it will change? Isn't it? Are you getting my point? কিন্তু চেঞ্জ হবে। কেন চেঞ্জ হবে? Because the R will change. Can you explain this? That I will not change because I RMS, that is my assumption. As I have assumed that the total VI input is not changed. So that means IRMS will not change. So I square, this term will not change, but the R will change. The resistance will change. Can you explain that? Why the resistance will change?
Due to skin effect.
Correct. So due to skin effect. Now previously it was 50 hertz component only. And you know that for 50 hertz component also there is a deviation in the resistance value. And that is 1.2 to 1.3 times of the DC value, DC resistance. But if the current now has other components like 150 hertz, 250 hertz, like this, third, fifth, all these components, then there will be more skin effect. Okay, so that means R will increase. And this is the change of this R will be more in case of large machines where the conductors are thick, large in cross section. The effects will be more. The change in this I square R will be more. Okay. Now, whenever you will design this machine, and if you don't know that whether the or if you know that the machine which you are designing will be applied with some drives or electronic drives, because most of the induction motors nowadays used with some variable frequency drives, power electronic drives. So drives you'll study in 4th year. Okay, so when you know at the design stage that your motor will be used with some power electronic drives, certainly there will be some sort of harmonics. Then you have to take into consideration this elevated loss. Okay, you have to consider some excess loss which will be there when this motor will be used with the power electronic drives. Okay, so not only this I square loss, now the core loss. What about the core loss?
It will be increased as the variable frequency harmonics related of higher frequency.
Okay, so that means the core loss is directly proportional to the frequencies. If the frequency is getting high, because for this all the harmonics the frequencies will be high, so core loss will be increased. Okay, so these are the effects on asynchronous machines. Now consider the case of a transformer, because transformers are very important line equipment. Okay, now in the transformer you have different types of losses. So I square L loss, core loss, this will have the same effect as you have in case of induction machines. But there are other two losses which we generally don't consider for motors, like the stray load loss. Do you know what is the stray load loss? Have you heard this term, stray load loss?
It is lost due to the tank of the transformer. In the tank, sometimes eddy current flow, so this loss.
Okay. Now, as here you have high frequency component, generally we neglect the stray load loss, because in 50 hertz frequency that eddy current loss in the other non-laminated portion of the transformer will be quite less compared to the major two losses. But here, due to the high frequency component of harmonics, you will have more stray load losses. Okay. Clear? Now, one more problem you can experience in case of transformer, that is the possible resonance with the line inductance and capacitance. Because transformer generally has some, if you see the equivalent circuit, transformer generally has some resistance and inductance. Okay, and it is designed such that it would not create any resonance with the line capacitance. Okay, but that is true for the 50 Hz assumption, the power frequency assumption. Always we design the transformer based on the power frequency, that is the 50 Hz. So in the 50 Hz, it is quite away from the resonance condition. That means the values of line capacitance and the values of transformer inductance is quite different, which will not result in any kind of resonance. But in case of harmonics, one of the harmonics may create some resonance with the line capacitance that you don't know. বুঝতে পেরেছো? কোনো একটা হারমোনিক কম্পোনেন্ট সেটা ম্যাচ করে গিয়ে ওটা একটা রেজোনেন্স ক্রিয়েট করতে পারে, সেক্ষেত্রে ওই হারমোনিক কম্পোনেন্টের ভ্যালুটা অনেক বেড়ে যাবে, because resonance after all amplifies the value. Okay, so there is a possible resonance between the transformer inductance and line capacitance. Clear? So these are the problems related with transformers, also reactors, because sometimes reactors are also used in lines, especially in case of static var compensator, STATCOM. Okay, so we'll discuss the static var compensator in later stages. Now, another important equipment which is used in distribution and transmission, that is the capacitors, capacitor banks rather, to improve the var. Okay, to compensate the var rather, to improve the power factor. Okay, now capacitor is basically consist of dielectric material, isn't it? তাই তো?
Yes.
Capacitor কি থাকে? Dielectric material থাকে. And in a dielectric, do you know that what kind of loss we get? That is called the dielectric loss. Okay. Now this dielectric loss, I will explain the dielectric loss in details when we'll discuss dielectric heating in the second chapter. This dielectric loss is basically function of frequency. If the frequency becomes high, that dielectric loss also increases. So that means we'll get additional dielectric loss for line capacitors. Okay, and if the loss is significant, sometimes we can experience some dielectric breakdown for this type of capacitor bank. Okay, and obviously the resonance, again comes the resonance, because this type of capacitor again creates some resonance with the other reactive part, inductive part present in the line. And result of that, there may be some over voltage. Clear? Understood? So this is the explanation of the third point. That means the due to this harmonic component present in the source current or line current, what kind of problem we may face in the line equipments like induction motors, transformers, capacitors, reactors, etc. Okay, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question up to this? Okay, so I am stopping the share because I will end the class here. And if you have any question, you can ask me.
Sir,
In the meantime, I will
stray lossটা একবার explain করবেন কেন বেড়ে যায়?
করব। stray lossটা বেড়ে যায় হচ্ছে তোমার নরমালি ট্রান্সফরমারে stray load loss থাকে কিন্তু সেটা তো 50 হার্টজ ফ্রিকোয়েন্সির জন্য। সেই 50 হার্টজ ফ্রিকোয়েন্সিতে যে এডি কারেন্ট লসটা হয় নন ল্যামিনেটেড আয়রন পার্টস, যেমন হচ্ছে তোমার ধরো বোল্টস, ট্রান্সফরমারের যে কোর গুলোকে যে বোল্ট দিয়ে ক্ল্যাম্প করা থাকে, সেটা একটা নন ল্যামিনেটেড আয়রন পার্টস অফ দ্য ট্রান্সফরমার। বা ট্রান্সফরমার ট্যাঙ্ক which are made of boiler plates, that is also another non laminated iron. এই ধরনের নন ল্যামিনেটেড আয়রনে যখন তোমার 50 হার্টজ ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি হোক বা হায়ার ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি হোক, যেগুলো যখন লিঙ্ক করে ফ্লাক্স কম্পোনেন্ট গুলো, তখন সেখানে এডি কারেন্ট লস হয়। কিন্তু সেটা এই এডি কারেন্ট লসটাকে আমরা নর্মাল এডি কারেন্ট লসের মধ্যে কনসিডার করি না, that we take as a stray load loss. Now this stray load loss will be increased for higher frequency component of the current, which is called harmonics. বুঝতে পেরেছো? যত হারমোনিক্স এর কম্পোনেন্ট মানে কন্টেন্ট বাড়বে, তত এই এডি কারেন্ট লসটা মানে স্ট্রে এডি কারেন্ট লস যেটাকে বলছি সেটা বাড়বে।
ওকে স্যার,
বুঝে গেছে? আর কেউ কিছু জিজ্ঞেস করবে? Okay, so you don't have any more questions, so I have to say you thank you for attending the class. So I am ending the class.
স্যার
বলো
স্যার, বলছি প্রিভিয়াস ক্লাসের রেকর্ডিংটা আপলোড করে দেবেন?
হ্যাঁ দেব, কিন্তু আমার অভিজ্ঞতায় বলছে যে লাস্ট ইয়ারে মানে লাস্ট সেমে পাওয়ার ইলেকট্রনিক্স ক্লাসের যে রেকর্ডিং গুলো আমি আপলোড করেছি, সেই রেকর্ডিং গুলো তোমরা খুব একটা কিছু দেখোনি, মানে ভিউ দেখে তাই মনে হচ্ছে আমার। এনিওয়ে সেটা তো আমি তো করবই, কিন্তু আমি চাই যে তোমরা ক্লাসটা বেশি করে করো এবং ক্লাস নোটটা নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করো। ওকে, definitely I will share all those videos. Okay, but ask your friends to attend the class. তাহলে কিন্তু তোমাদের এটা কিন্তু একটা সেমিস্টার মার্কস বা ইন্টারনাল মার্কস এর এফেক্ট থাকবে।
স্যার আপনার পাঠার কোনো বই কিছু বলবেন?
আমার পাঠে ওইভাবে একটা তো আমার 4টে চ্যাপ্টার 4 রকম আর কি। তো ফার্স্ট চ্যাপ্টারটা যেটা পড়াচ্ছি
এটা যেটা পড়াচ্ছেন
পুরোপুরি পাবে না, তবে এই পার্টটা তোমরা কিছুটা পাবে হচ্ছে নেট মোহনের বইতে, পাওয়ার ইলেকট্রনিক্স কিছুটা, পুরোটা নয়, কিছুটা পাবে নেট মোহনের বইতে। 60% of this will be covered in net mohan power electronics. ব্যাটারির জন্য কোনো বই নেই, আমি একটা নোট দেব, কিন্তু ক্লাসেই মেনলি ডিসকাস করব স্টোরেজ ব্যাটারিটা, এরকম কোনো বই নেই। হিটিংটার জন্য হিটিং চ্যাপ্টার যেটা খুব বড় চ্যাপ্টার, তার জন্য একটা বই আছে, ইলেকট্রিক পাওয়ার ইউটিলাইজেশন বাই এইচ পার্থব, সেটা সিলেবাসেও দেওয়া আছে। এইচ পার্থব পুরনো বই, ওই বইটা হিটিং চ্যাপ্টারটার জন্য দেখতে পারো। আর সুইচ মোড পাওয়ার সাপ্লাই যেটা আনইন্টারাপ্টেবল পাওয়ার সাপ্লাইয়ের জন্য নেট মোহনের বইটা বা যে কোনো পাওয়ার ইলেকট্রনিক্সের বই কনসাল্ট করতে পারো। ক্লাস চ্যাপ্টার যেটা আছে, জানি না কতটা সময় পাবো ওইটার জন্য, কিন্তু যে কোনো পাওয়ার ইলেকট্রনিক্সের বই বা নেট মোহনের বইটা কনসাল্ট করতে পারো। ওকে,
Thank you, sir.
so I'm ending the class.
Thank you, sir.